When I first started reselling, I won't lie, shipping was definitely the most intimidating part, but photography was definitely a close second. I just wasn't sure exactly what items I actually needed to provide the photos that the algorithm was going to pick up and get my items in front of buyers. Whether you are just starting out reselling or you are a seasoned reselling veteran, today's video is going to help because I am going to give you guys examples of every photography setup from $0 upwards of over $1,000. What items you actually need, what you can get by with, what you need to upgrade to, and I'm providing links for everything at the best prices I could find. Alrighty. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel Strickland. I make a full-time income reselling online on marketplaces like eBay, Poshmark, and whatnot. My channel is dedicated to showing you how to do the exact same thing, make a full-time income from the comfort of your own home, buying and selling vintage, antique, and designer goods. In today's video, I'm going to unpack every photography setup I could possibly think of, regardless of what your budget is. If you are just starting reselling and you have $0 to spend, what are the tips and tricks that are going to get you the best product photos? Or perhaps you are at the stage in your reselling game where you're ready to level up. What products are a wise investment to level up, and which products would be a waste of money? Are some options better than others? There are so many questions that we ask about product photography, and today I'm answering all of those. So let's get straight into it. If you are just getting started with product photography and reselling, you probably don't have any studio lights or auxiliary lights. So today we're gonna utilize the power of the sun. That's right, natural lighting is gonna get us the best pictures. So if your budget is $0, you definitely need to plan to take those pictures on bright and sunny days. During the daytime, trust me, those nighttime photos are not gonna turn out. Your living room ceiling light is not enough to get you a good picture. Let's photograph David in the light. Let's talk backgrounds. While a fun, colorful background is entertaining and pleasing to the eye, it is not entertaining nor pleasing to any search engine algorithm. You could debate this point all you want, but the research has already been done and it remains a proven fact that the algorithm is always searching for a white background. Let me show you what I mean. Here I have searched red Calvin Klein dress in Google, and then I've clicked on shopping, and every one of these, I want to show you guys what the Google algorithm is actually picking up. It doesn't matter how fantastic and fabulous and stylized your photos are. It doesn't matter how good your title is, and it does not matter how good your description is if the algorithm doesn't pick it up because they don't see a red Calvin Klein dress. None of these are anything but a red Calvin Klein dress. And then look, even filtering by size, type, material, or items that I might like, they're all on a plain white background. Now, let me show you some examples over on Poshmark. On Poshmark, which has a pretty broken algorithm, a lot of these examples, the background is light. These first two are promoted listings, so we're kind of going to skip right over there because they paid to be up at the top. These are again on a white background, What is this black dress? First of all, Poshmark, get it together. That's a promoted listing, but it's not even red. The background is so confusing. At least the one that's on a wooden floor, they tried to be neutral. That is going to be our best bet. Look at the brown one, guys. First of all, it's not even a red dress, but second of all, you can barely even see the dress. That is, some of these dresses I've actually sold. I want to show you what a plain white background looks like in comparison with really cluttered photo, like this one on the door. You can't really even see the color of that dress. A white background is always going to be your best option. I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways to get. Again, we are assuming a budget of $0 here, which means work with what you have. You might not have a plain white wall in your house. I have no plain white walls anywhere in my house. So what I'm gonna do is look for the lightest color area, the most neutral area. And when I first started reselling, if I had a dime for every time I took a product photo up against this particular light gray cabinet, well, I'd probably have a lot of dimes. It's literally just a cabinet in my kitchen, you guys. But look at the area down here. Everything is pretty neutral, and I'm confident that if we take David and we put him in there, you'll notice the other thing about this is there's a shadow behind him, and that's because directly across from him, there is a natural light source. There's a huge picture window. So we are gonna position him right here in the light, and I'm actually gonna take a picture of him, not with this camera, but with my phone. A few tips when you are using your phone to take any pictures. First and foremost, please, every single time before you take a picture, every single time, wipe the lens. Nothing is gonna cloud your picture or distort it like a dirty lens. You may have very well touched it when you laid your phone down and then went to reposition the item or something. Inadvertently, you've got smudges on here that you're not even aware of, okay? So wipe the lens. Let me just show you the difference there real quick. Let me just get some good messy fingerprints. You know what? I'm gonna put this right up to my face, get a little bit of makeup on it. It certainly looks clean, but let me show you what that looks like. All right, with my smudged up lens, I'm gonna grab a picture of David real quick. It looks absolutely terrible. And I'm just gonna clean off the lens. That's the only thing I'm gonna do. Can we just, seriously, can we? All right. Look how much instantly better this photo is. Here's a comparison on screen for you guys. Me wiping the lens and not wiping the lens. Wipe the lens. It cost you $0. Another pretty major thing that I'm doing right here is I am shooting in a 1:1 ratio. So this is an Android, but your iPhone's gonna be pretty similar. Up here at the top, I can see the different ratios. That is how large the photo is. Is it a 9:16 ratio? 1:1 is a square. And most of the platforms that we list on prefer square image ratio. But I'm gonna do two things here because I do want to see, when I shoot in 1:1, it is not the largest megapixels that my camera is actually capable of, all right? So here is the photo that I get in a 1:1 ratio. And then if I am looking for, I can actually shoot in 64 megapixels if I shoot in a 3:4 ratio. So it's a little bit taller now, but let's see, let's compare and contrast. Hang on, let me wipe the lens. And I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this in a 3:4 ratio. And let's see if the details are any better. Here's the original wiped off lens shooting in a 1:1. And here's a 64 megapixel image in a 3:4 ratio. Obviously, one of the biggest differences is the size. And you'll notice with this, I didn't fill up the entire image because if you do fill up the entire image, that's why you get really wonky preview photos. If eBay is pulling a 1:1, they're just gonna zoom in to a 1:1. If I'm shooting in a 3:4 ratio and I fill up this entire lens, this entire image with the statue, then whenever eBay goes to actually crop that out, let's see, 1:1, this is what your image is gonna look like. It's going to be smaller on the preview photo, and you don't want that. So versus the image where I was further away here but still shooting in the 3:4 to get those higher megapixels, whenever that's cropped, my image is still going to be completely within the parameters there. So if you can center it, if you can just imagine a square in the middle of your photo, that is what most of these platforms are going to crop you down to. But I honestly don't see a big enough difference between the 3:4 and the 1:1. So I'm going to suggest that you shoot most things in a 1:1. The color is a bit richer here, but not overall a ton of difference. Like, look at David's hair there compared with here. It's not a big enough difference, I feel like, to warrant having to worry about where your photo is going to crop to. So for that reason, let's just shoot everything in a 1:1 moving forward. I know someone is gonna say, Rachel, I don't have a single neutral spot in the house. There's nowhere where I can photograph items in front of a large window. So let's go outside and see what type of photos we can get with David out in the actual sunlight with neutral backgrounds. I know I can find something. All right, if I set David up with enough grass behind him, and we definitely have plenty of light, so I'll move my shadow out of the way and let's grab this picture. I feel like that picture turned out pretty decent, but honestly, only as a last resort. While it does look fun and stylized, it's not the neutral background we're looking for. And there are certainly some pros and cons to taking your product photos in the grass, i.e. the dirt. Unless it's AstroTurf, I don't know that it represents to the buyer that you've taken great care of their item if you're laying it on the ground to take pictures. This is only my own personal opinion, and I know some people really like to take pictures like that, so I don't mean any offense. I'm just trying to give my advice to people just starting out. Additionally, I have dog and cat allergies, so I would not buy a garment that was photographed with like a dog in the picture. I know that that's gonna make me itch. Even if I launder it, I'm afraid to spend a lot of money on a piece that was stored near a dog. And believe it or not, yes, I have seen people have their product photos with Fluffy right there in the corner. So you have to imagine people with certain pollen or grass allergies might feel the same way if your photo is taken on the ground. Let's see if I can find a less challenging and more neutral spot outside. I'm thinking that this spot up against the back of my house is gonna work. I just need to move these chairs out of the way so that there's not a shadow. Place David right here along the neutral background with the deck here. Let's snap this picture and see what it looks like. Hey, I think that looks pretty good. I feel like we can accomplish the same type of photo without even getting on the ground. I'm just gonna move some stuff off. Let's just shoot from this table. You would obviously wipe yours down and see what that photo looks like. Okay, the bright sunlight out there was absolutely giving. I'm telling you, the sunlight is a fantastic free source. It seemed like our biggest challenge in taking the photo with the natural light was getting a white background. So we're gonna raise your budget up to $5 now, and I'm gonna show you the most affordable and easiest, absolutely no assembly required way to get a plain white background every single time. This next setup is a grand total of $4.35 pre-tax. So again, about a $5 budget. We have one item is $3.37 and the other is 98 cents, guys. Less than $5. And after 9 years of reselling and having sold thousands of items, I still use these every single day in my reselling business. I don't know why you would not have these in your business. It's a $5 setup. Here it is. Here it is, guys. This is a foam board. The brand is Pen & Gear. Got this from Walmart. This one is 3/16 of an inch thick, and it is paper, foam, and more paper. The reason why I like the foam board versus just a paper board is this is definitely more durable. Again, it's only 98 cents, so we're not breaking the bank here. And it is such a smooth finish. So this is actually going to be the base of our photos, and this is the Pen & Gear Trifold Project Board, guys. You can see it is 28 inches tall, so it's going to serve most of the items that you're listing. 10 inches, 20 inches, and 10 inches in a trifold diorama style here. So let's just get this set up. Look at this. This is the most professional setup you're going to see, especially for $5. There was no tape, there was no glue. This took absolutely no effort, and the best part is whenever you're done with this, it literally all folds flat within the same parameters, and you can store this in a closet, you can store this under your bed. You can take this so many places with you if you need to. If you were out of town and you were listing things, you could buy this and leave it at the hotel. You don't even, this is a disposable $5 option here. And let me tell you, I don't dispose of this. I use it until this starts to get marks on it from my items, or these almost, I use these forever. I will use the same one for over a year until maybe I've bent the corner or something. Take good care of these, and this $5 setup will last you forever. But the proof is in the pudding. Let's see what David looks like in this setup. All right, and here we are. And look how much more professional this looks than David in the grass, David on my deck. One thing I do want to do though, and here's what that photo looked like. I want to enter the settings here and play with the brightness a little bit. And I'm going to show you what a difference that makes. First, let's try the photo with the flash. Here's what that photo looks like. I think we can all agree the flash is not a good option. So please don't use it in your product photos. On Android, tap and hold the photo, and then you're gonna see this little slider pop up, and that's how you can change the brightness of your photo. And here's a much brighter option. I still don't think inside my house is as bright as that really could be, so let's do something crazy. Let's take the whole poster setup outside. Again, we're working on a $5 budget here, so we're trying to maximize every resource that we have. Here is the photo capturing David outside with the $5 poster board setup in the most natural light we could possibly achieve. Whew, I almost had to give David sunglasses for that last one. That was bright. I'm sitting here looking at the pictures, and the one that I took inside with the filter of being inside kind of softened the light. The one that's outside is actually a little too harsh. I think that the contrast is too great in a lot of areas, and I don't know, you guys decide. Comment below, do you like the one in natural light with the poster board inside or outside better? I kind of like the inside one. All this moving back and forth, inside and outside, getting David hustled around all over the place is kind of wearing me out. Let's pause for a second, take a break, and thank the sponsor of today's video, Vindu. Vindu is, in my opinion, the leading cross-listing platform among any cross-listing platform out there. Thousands of resellers are trusting Vindu every single month to cross-list their items from one platform to another. And yes, Vindu does delist those items automatically. That means when you have something listed on eBay and Poshmark both, and it sells on one, Vindu is going to take the hassle and the guesswork, the stress out of cross cross-listing and is going to delete that item from the other website, so you don't make the mistake that I have made in the past before I was using Vindu and accidentally sell that item twice, because then that means you have to cancel an order and no one is ever happy with a canceled order. Vindu has worked so hard recently to give us the tools right within their platform, which you can list directly onto and allow us to edit the brightness of our photos and even remove backgrounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug all of the photos that we've taken thus far into a mock listing over on Vindu, use their background remover tool, use their brightening tool, and see what exactly we can accomplish with Vindu. Opened up Vindu. I'm going to create a new listing, and let's just go ahead and add some photos here, up to 25 images that we can upload. We will choose from the library here, and we're just going to select these various photos that we have of David thus far and see what exactly we can do with those with Vindu, and if we can make them look tremendously better. I liked this one that we took outside, so let's definitely use that. Let's use David in the grass over there, and the one that was just taken up on a neutral background. We will use all of those. Now, underneath the photos, you will see where it says remove background. Let's just do that to all of these photos. We're gonna use Photo Room, which is integrated directly into Vindu here, and is gonna take the guesswork out and remove the background on every single one of these. That crisp white background that Google loves, that eBay loves, that Poshmark loves, well, it's just been applied to all 8 of our photos. So let's see what that looks like. On this one, we can see the sun definitely hyper exposed this image. I don't love it, but the one that we took inside on the white background, I think that that is a rock star photo. This is a $5 photo, $4.35 plus tax, guys. Here is the first one that we took just up against the neutral background. This was a $0 photo. It cost me no money, and I've just removed the background. I would love to compare this photo in the end to our $1,000 photo and see what we truly need to resell. So let's pause right here for a moment. I have definitely screenshotted that image because I just can't believe that one of my favorites using the Vindu software, and we didn't even use the brightening tool. There's a brightening tool on Vindu also. All we've done is the background remover, and that is my favorite image of David so far, is the first one we took, the $0 photo. Vindu is absolutely changing the reselling game. They are allowing you to list directly on Vindu and immediately cross-list out to eBay, Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, Citizen, Vistair Collective. There are so many platforms that you can list on, and if you're not aware, you can easily take your inventory from Poshmark and even list it over onto Whatnot. While Whatnot is not built in to the Vindu platform, the ability to take all of your listings over to Poshmark is helping me to take my items from eBay over to Whatnot also. You don't have to invest a lot of money to decide if Vindu is for you. You actually don't have to invest any money. They have a free plan. You heard me right, a free plan. And they have a community like no other. It is the cross-listing platform that I recommend to anyone asking for a cross-listing platform. And right now they are giving you 20% off if you click the link in my description. Head over to Vindu, 20% off your first month. Just tell them that Rachel sent you. Thanks again so much to Vindu, not only for taking care of our photos, giving us everything we need in a cross lister, but also for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, honestly, I just took a break from filming this video to do a 2-hour Whatnot. So if the makeup's a little worse for wear and the sun is in a different position, just act like I didn't take any breaks at all. For you guys, it was the blink of an eye. What I'm saying is sometimes you gotta pause and treat your business like your business. But let's go on, because I just found something at Walmart that I feel like is going to change a lot of resellers' game as far as portability and lighting for your photos. This cost me like $7.90 something cents, I think. I am linking every single product that is in this video in the description. This is a good one. This one could change a lot, and it would be really a game changer for Whatnot shows. It is this Vivitar light. Now, this is the same brand that I use as my tabletop tripod for my phone when doing Whatnot. Do you see that that light is gonna clip onto the back of your phone? Are you kidding me? Like a pop socket, but it's a light. This could change everything. You can photograph items from your bed, from the couch. We gotta see whether or not this thing works. So you know I ran over to Walmart. I did not walk, I ran, just so I could get the 411 for you guys. Let's see if it works. All right, this is pretty cool. So there are actually two different options for how to mount it. This little clip will clip directly onto your phone, and it has these little suction cups. So you can take this device. This is the magnet, first of all. If you turn your phone over, you can mount this magnet anywhere, and then you're not walking around with this light permanently on the back of your phone like you would like a pop socket. This thing gets in the way sometimes. So you can just mount this discrete little circle on the back of your phone, and look, through this magnet, it would then be mounted onto your phone and you would be able to take your product photos. It comes with this cord also because it's rechargeable. There's no batteries involved. Oh, I think I'm gonna love this thing. So there's also a mirror, which is crazy. I think that's because you can turn your camera around and you could use this as a selfie light. And let me just tell you, the thing is so good as a selfie light. I'll turn it on and show you guys right now. All right, so without the light, and now look. With this light, you guys, this thing is so bright, and it has several different settings. So here's kind of a cool light. Look at this warm light. Again, with, I may stop filming videos that don't incorporate this light. This thing is so good. And then look, it has different brightness settings also. So there's low, medium, and high, and then all of the different brightness, like really cool or different warm. That is super cool. That's almost blue. And then we have warmer all the way to super, oh my gosh, it gets warmer. That is so oversaturated. I really like this. Let's see how it works though in taking product photos. So I counted it up, and I think there's 7 different degrees of warmth and 3 different brightness settings. So there's 21 different options with this one little light. You never have to buy batteries for it. I gotta get this mounted. All right, I'm actually glad that the sun has started to set a little bit. We don't have nearly as much natural light as we did. I'm gonna be using the same camera settings, guys, just mounting this onto the phone. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so this is with this light mounted on my phone. Again, let's just see with the light. All right, so the same exact camera settings here. I'm gonna take one picture with the light and one without, and we'll compare. And that is the exact same product, not moving a single thing, just turning this light on and off, guys. What a huge difference for $8. I think this one could be a game changer for a lot of resellers on a budget or with limited space, because not everyone has room for even a ring light. Not everyone has room for box lights. I'm gonna show you some good options in those, but this I would say is an amazing option. Let's see how it looks with the different warm and cool settings. I apologize in advance for the fact that you guys will never again see me in natural light. It will be this light every single time. Sorry, it's just so good. It's a portable ring light. How much more could you ask for? But I do love my standing ring light. And if you are able to spend even $15 on your setup, I recommend a ring light for many, many reasons. This thing is great in its portability, but it doesn't do everything that a ring light can. Let me show you why. Look how tall. I have this thing pretty well as tall as I am right now, but I'm gonna show you just how short I can get it since we're actually working with David on the floor. Let's drop this thing down super low. All right, I have this flat down on the ground, guys, and I got this at my local thrift store for $4. I have several ring lights. I found you guys an option that is less than $15 that I have linked, and I'm just telling you that's a phenomenal deal because they're usually closer to around $30. Now, one tip that I have on photographing with light is from back here versus up here, it's so much better if you are between the object and the light source. That's one thing that that last little clip-on light is not going to achieve for us, and that's why I say a ring light could be such a better option for you. And it also lights things quite a bit brighter, gives off a lot more light, as you can see. But again, you want to be between the light source and the item, and a ring light is going to enable you to do that. Let's see what our photos look like with this substantial upgrade. Now, most ring lights do include controls that will also allow you to change the temperature of the light as well as the brightness of the light. And the one that I linked below for you guys absolutely does that. So we're gonna turn this on a bright setting, probably with coolness, I am sure, but we want that to look a little bit natural. I think that looks the most natural, kind of a combination of the two. Let's get those photos taken. And this is probably my favorite photo that we have taken thus far. All right, we're about to do a major another upgrade to our photography area now, guys. A photo box. And I don't mean like a small photo box. I was able to find some photo boxes, I'll link below, that were like 9 3/4 inch by 9 3/4 inch. Obviously they're a cube, so all of those dimensions are the same. Those are around $25. But if I'm going to use a photo box, I need it to be large enough for even my biggest items. And shy of like a pair of boots, this box gets the job done. It is 24 inches, a whopping 60 centimeters cubed, guys. So let's take a look at the box, take a look at all the perks. Keep in mind that this exact brand I was only able to find for $175, you guys. I didn't buy this box. It was actually given to me by my friend Christine Marker. Thank you so much. Shout out Chris Marker. So I appreciate you so much gifting me such a valuable item. I did find one other 60 centimeter that is 24 inch cube box, and for $75. So if you like a box like this, that's $100 cheaper. I am gonna link that one below also. It's not the same brand, but it has all of the same features. Let's take a look at this photo box. Here it is, you guys. Here's the brand, Pola's photo light box. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. This thing, now while it doesn't have temperature controls, it does have this control box that allows you to adjust the brightness of the light, and you can get to super bright levels that, I'm not kidding you, you probably need sunglasses to look in this box. It has a very shiny surface all the way around, and then this bottom part is actually Velcros in and is interchangeable. This particular box comes with red, blue, green, a plethora of colors and options here. I'm going to get this wrinkle out real quick because I want to be able to show you guys in its full glory how amazing this light box truly is. This one has a strip on each side. Several of them have a light at the top, like a ring light. This thing lights up everything like the 4th of July. And one of my favorite things about it is if this space is too small to photograph in, this entire box collapses. So you could just take down the front and you have all of this space to be able to photograph your items. So let's get that wrinkle out and I'll show you guys what David looks like in this box. All right, guys, David is in the box. He is ready for his close-up. What I'm gonna do here is actually stick my phone just inside of this box. You can't even see on my phone because the light is so bright around, but my phone is actually on. I'm gonna take a couple pictures and I'll show you guys what those photos look like here. And that is so incredibly clean. There are no lines around. Just take a look at that and decide for yourself, is a photo box possibly worth it? You tell me, is there enough of a difference between the $175 photo box and the $5 poster board setup? Because one thing I love about the poster boards is at the Dollar Tree, you can get all kinds of colors of poster board. So if you had a white item and it's not photographing really well on a white background, you can always swap that out with the poster boards as well. Is the photo box incredible and amazing, and it's always set up and you can put it up in your office and just leave it there? Yes. Are the lights incredible? Is it all in one piece? There are so many advantages to owning a photo box. Like I say, I appreciate so much Chris sending me this one. But if you cannot or do not want to buy a photo box yet, if you're not ready to upgrade to something like that, if you don't have size for something like that, because let me just show you guys a size comparison real quick. This is me sitting in the floor next to my photo box. It's wider than I am. It comes up to my shoulders. Like, this thing is really big. And not everyone has space for something like that. The poster boards are foldable. They're anywhere from $70 to $170 cheaper, and they're not a terrible option. Do you need a photo box just because everyone on Instagram has a photo box? No, you really don't. But is it a really nice upgrade when you're ready for it? Yeah, it is. All right, let's say that you're ready to go full on photographer mode and you need to get some of these soft box lights. Guys, this was one of the first major purchases I bought for my business, and I thought I was the most professional reseller ever for getting these. I actually got two this size and then one that was like on a boom that went overhead, a bag to carry them in, all of the stands. It was $75 on eBay. I couldn't find the exact same deal. I did find a similar deal that I linked down below if after we discuss them you decide you might want to have softbox lights. Let me show you a few of the features of an item like this, why you need it and why you might not. So these lights are huge. This is not fully extended. This thing honestly would go up to, like, I don't know, probably my 8-foot ceiling here. You can take these down take the diffuser completely off to change the bulbs, and you'll see the inside is like the photo box was. And then there are 4 light bulbs in here. To say this is bright is an understatement. I have used this for years for YouTube videos also, and it's a lot to look into. So definitely give your eyes a break if you're working with something like this. Believe it or not, at one point I had 2 of these on an item, lighting it up from 2 different angles. All right, I actually planted this on top of my photo box. I needed to get it up because I don't think that this would even go down low enough. Now, the good thing about this is there are 2 different sets of bulbs. So I can turn on one set of bulbs or I can turn on both of those. And you can see just how bright those truly are, guys. They are so bright. And that is with this filter material over it. So let's photograph David and see what he looks like. All right, so we're looking with the big light box now. Inside the little light box, which I think is probably the best photo that we have. Just look how sleek that is back behind there. And then on the backdrop with just the ring light. Is there a substantial enough difference between the ring light photo with the poster board and the $75 box light? I don't think that there is. Again, this is another option if you want something big and substantial that stays out all the time, but just look at the footprint that this thing makes on the floor. This is a good 2 square feet that it is taking up. That's a lot of space. Obviously, the question, especially amongst fairly seasoned resellers, is should I really be using my phone to take these pictures? I have a great digital camera. Shouldn't I be using that? And several years ago, I probably would have agreed with you, but the camera that is on my phone right now may be even better than this digital camera that I'm using. If anything, it's not any worse, especially not for product photos, depending on exactly what you're photographing. I want to show you. I took pictures of David using the camera that I'm holding in my hand. This is a $630 camera. It is the Canon G7X Mark II, and you tell me, do you see any substantial difference in the $630 camera with $75 box lights? Now, those box lights that we just used are available anywhere from $75 to $204. The digital camera is $630. We are closing in on $1,000 worth of equipment. That is this photo. This is an $840 product photo, and I'm going to compare it now with the photo for $20 with a ring light, a poster board, and a foam board. You tell me if there's a substantial enough difference that we should all be getting digital cameras and box lights and entire photography studios. I think I have my favorite setup picked out, and it is honestly the photo box. I think that that light box is just a crazy good, crisp quality. I have been using it as of late for all of my listing photos, and I'm super satisfied. I don't have to edit them, but I am going to go ahead and plug in the lighted photos that we used with the poster board, as well as the box light photos and the softbox light photos. I am going to plug all of those into Vindu and remove the background, and we're going to determine together the best setup that truly captured those colors of this incredible David statue, and we'll all vote together. Okay, there's a lot of photos here. We have natural light in front of the cabinet, natural light full sun outside. We have natural light with the poster board, full sun with the poster board, the clip-on ring light, the standing ring light, the photo box, and then last but not least, we have the softbox lights. We're going to remove the background from all of these images and see which one we truly like the most. Look at the difference just in the lighting and quality. Oh my gosh, I gotta pick out a favorite. All right, so using Vindu's background remover tool, that is natural light in front of a cabinet. Like, I just can't believe what a difference it made in that photo. Full sun is definitely not good here. Full sun is no-go. That one was the poster board with natural light. Not too bad. The poster board in full sun is so washed out. This one was using the clip-on ring light. I do not hate that photo. That is so good for a $7 light. And this one was using the standing ring light. That is also a really good photo. Here was my favorite before. This is in the photo box. Ooh, it actually looks kind of dark on here now that you've completely removed the background. And then here is the one with the standing lights, the softbox lights. I don't know. Which one do you guys think is your favorite? I'm going to click on my photo box light since that was my favorite. And let's just click edit photo, and then we are going to adjust the brightness. They have all of these tools built in right here on Vindu. So let me adjust the brightness up a bit, and then we're going to take the contrast up a bit too. And I think that that photo is so good, but it's honestly, it's so comparable to the original inside of the box light. My main goal is to not have to edit my photos after I take them, after I upload them. So while I'm super glad that Vindu allows us the capability, I'm gonna have to choose the one system here, the one setup that allows as minimal editing as possible, and that is the box. I've linked a few down below. Again, I found one that same size for $75 if you guys are interested, but if that is not in your budget yet, get yourself a ring light, because that is my second favorite setup. It is totally portable. It allows you to place your camera or your phone between the light source and the item. That pole is telescopic. You can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the warmth of the light. Guys, it is $12 and change right now. The whole setup is less than 20 bucks. For that reason, I think that that one probably is truly my favorite because of the affordability, the portability, and how good the photos looked. Seeing that that is my favorite economical approach to product photography, I want to gift one of you guys that same setup. So one of you guys watching this video who watched until the end now, you're about to level up your photos. Comment below level up. If you have level up, let's just do that as two separate words, okay? Level and then up. So everyone is entered that wants to be. Comment level up, and one of you guys are gonna have your game leveled up with a ring light, a trifold poster board, and a foam board, all shipped directly to your house. And you can see how this simple setup can really help you make more money on eBay, Poshmark, wherever you're listing your items. And if you are listing on more than one site, don't forget to check the link in the description. Sign up for Vindu, get 20% off your first month. A major thank you to them again for being such a big support and sponsor of the channel. I thank you guys so much for watching today's video. God bless. Don't forget to write level up, and remember, treat your business like your business.